Hey, what's going on YouTube? Lomax here. Um, this video right here is gonna be a little different. It was something I just got done watching on YouTube. Uh, I think it was about a few young men that I think they murdered some rapper dude. I think a Fulio. I think that's his name. His stage name. I don't know his real name. But I just happened to stumble across it, and it was a young man on there who was involved in the murder. Uh, I don't know. I don't know his name, but I guess they from down there in Florida. And I listened to the whole thing. Him talking about how he grew up. And to me, it really made me feel a way. It made me feel a way. When this young man was talking, because he's about to face life in prison. He was born in 2005. Man, I was born in 92, late 92, December. He was born in 2005. Let me get to it, y'all. So listening, and I never try to compare my life to people, on the things that I see on YouTube. But I don't know, it was something about this one. When I heard this young man speak at 25, it made me think about my life when I was around his age, in his age range, coming up. The advantages, I don't understand the advantages of what some people, how they grow up. And they grab the nuts, excuse my language, to take a life. For the life of me, I never understood that. Again, I don't know what goes on behind people's closed doors, but from hearing this young man talk, he spoke very, very highly of how he was raised. And I think the prosecutor guy was, calling him out on this. He was saying, you would agree that you had a privileged life. And the young man was saying, yes. So follow me here. Both of his parents, I think, were in the military. Whatever branch of the military. I think one of them was a master sergeant, maybe. His mother and his father or whatnot. And his grandmothers and all that was very supportive. Went to church. Church members were very supportive. I think he had a privilege to go to a nice school, right? And man, I'm just sitting back and I'm listening to this. And in my mind, I'm trying to have some type of sympathy. I'm just like, okay, well, I was 25 once too. They were saying, he joined the gang and all that. Yes, I've joined the gang before. But that's not me anymore. That's past life. But listen, let me tell y'all something. When I grew up, give me a minute. When I grew up, I felt as though my lifestyle, how I grew up, I'm the one that was forced, that was made to be a gangster and have a life on my way to prison. thank God, my mind, for some reason, y'all, again, and I know I'm a little bit everywhere with this. How is it that if someone has all that support, all that love, successful parents, I made basketball teams, football teams, wrestling teams, but had to quit all three of them. Why? My parents didn't have a car. We didn't have reliable transportation. Right? I didn't finish high school. I went to the 11th grade, but see, I had to start working at a young age, very young age, because my pops would refuse. He would even hide food from us. Yeah, this is my life, y'all. This is how I grew up. I was watching fucking jerseys at Anderson College on school nights. Sometimes I would have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and try to go to school the same morning, just to try to make something, right? And as I got older, yes, I had cousins and things that one of them passed in 2017. He died in prison. He got stabbed in prison. And even with him, man, when he grew up, he was always, going down the road. We call it DJJ, downtown juvenile justice. And his mom, to this day, my cousin, is on drugs. Again, not no role models, no pops to show us anything, show him anything. I say I can name on my fingers on how many so-called people I grew up with that didn't have these privileges like this young man. And this young man threw away his life. He had time to think about what he was doing. I think he drove all the way down from Miami up to Jacksonville. This is a little bit touchy for me, so that's why I'm gonna take my time with this. This guy, he's been out the country. He's traveled around with his stepfather, mentors, to what? The prosecutor was saying he's been to South Africa. He's been everywhere. He's been to Asia. He's been on the islands. He's been everywhere. He admitted he lived a privileged life. But my thing is, I don't understand, man. Because when I was in the back seat of a car with a killer on the right side of me, yeah, this guy, he was going to prison because he murdered his ex-wife. These were the people who I was surrounding myself with. And a young guy and an OG guy, so-called OG. Let's just say a dumb, he didn't know jack. Let's just put it like that, right? He was in the passenger side. I was driving at first. So he told me, young Lope, jump in the back, let young man push the whip. Young dude come in, excited. Man, you gonna let me push the whip? Talking to the OG, right? And next thing you know, he goes inside this bag and he pulls out a big, I think it was a Glock 45, maybe Glock 40. And he put it in the back seat of my car. I mean, not of my car, but the OG dude's car. Right in the back of the pouch in the back seat. And right then and there, y'all, I didn't say anything, but my mind, I was thinking. I said to myself, man, what'd have happened if we got pulled over and they decide to search this car and this underage dude got a big Glock 40 back here, underage, a guy who's about to go to prison for murdering his wife right beside me, and he calls himself trying to compliment me because I was sitting in the back. I didn't say not a word to him because we had went and picked him up. I was just quiet, didn't say a word to him, and he goes to tell the OG guy, man, you got a real killer back here. This mother didn't say nothing the whole time since we been here. He ain't saying a word to me nor looked at me. And he gonna congratulate. Again, y'all, the whole time, in my mind, I said to myself, when this car stopped, never again. Because I've saw this movie before. We all have. We've saw Boys in the Hood. We've saw Menace to Society. We saw all these movies. But the stuff that happens in them are very real. One of the most important scenes in that movie, Boys in the Hood, was when Trey was in the car and he wanted revenge. He was in the back. And he said, Doe, which is Ice Cube, let me out. He said it twice. Doe, let me out. In credit to Ice Cube's character, Doughboy, he let him out. Why? Because he knew Trey wasn't raised like that. Trey had a supportive father. Trey had morals. Trey knew that he wanted revenge for his brother Ricky's death. But he knew even Ricky wouldn't want Trey to take revenge, even in his own death. There was a deep scene in that movie. That was a very deep scene. Even the little homeboys in that car, in that movie, they even looked at Trey. And there wasn't nothing they could say. They just let him out. They just let him out. Those are one of the deepest parts in that movie. But anyway, I just wanted to share. I don't understand what makes some people, and like I say, y'all, we all different. But anyway, hearing his testimony and how he grew up. I think he got to be like, what? I don't know how old he is right now, but anyway, look, man, you just threw away your life. And you lucky you got supportive parents. When you locked away, I'm sure they will, be putting money on your books. Because when my cousin was in prison, he used to call me and he begged me one time that he was starving. He begged me, man, please send him some money, man. Because he got caught up in a jam or something down there in prison. And he didn't make it out. Died at 27 years old. I'm 33. I think I was maybe 22 when he passed, or 23. The young man in that video, he had time to think. And hearing him speak, he basically admitted all of this on camera. He admitted all of it. Now, with me, I thank God and I thank the brain that the Most High put inside my mind to allow me to think. I knew I had no business being in that car. I knew when that young man even pulled that gun and put it tucked in the back of the seat, that, man, this could go bad any minute if we get pulled over. The devil was right beside me and went in front, trying to turn us to devils. Murderers. The young man had support. Still does, I'm sure. Mother showed up for him. Supporter showed up for him. Speaking very good about him. Nice environment, nice neighborhood. And I know somebody personally, he ain't too long got out. And he grew up in a similar situation as this young man. Didn't have a care in the world, man. Didn't have a care in the world. He murdered someone. I used to go to school with him. I know his name, but I ain't gonna say it on here. For the life of me, I never understood. But see, that seems to what's to be popular nowadays. Sometimes when you listen at some of these podcasts, it be these young dudes on here, and they claiming that they be so tough. And you come to find out, dude, you didn't grow up like that. You did not grow up like that. And at a certain age, man, I really don't want to hear about no peer pressure. At 25, peer pressure, listen, with all that support, you know right from wrong. You do. And listen, y'all, I could go more into details in this video, but I'm not going to do that. I think y'all get the point. When I listen to his life and his upbringing, there's no way in hell that young man should be facing life in prison right now. Unless somebody want to get in the comments and tell me, give me the excuse. Give me the excuse. Look where I'm at right now. Without any guidance, right? No support system. But cut this video short, man. Because I know I can be very blunt and direct about things. But some things are just not made for YouTube land. Hey, man. Tell me what you think. Like, comment. Am I being too harsh on the young man? When I was 25, I didn't go back home. 2 years before I turned 25, I had a bullet in my left chest coming out the back. Surgery. Had a child at 22. Got into fights with my own pops, right? Multiple times. Nothing to brag on. Nothing to brag on at all, man. It's not what I do. It's not what Lomax does. It doesn't bring me any joy. It doesn't even bring me joy even talking about this. I just saw something interesting. I thought I should share it. And I've been seeing this a lot on YouTube, man. I'm just gonna start reacting to a lot of these the things that I see on a lot of these platforms. Some of it be so negative, I just put not interested. But like, comment, subscribe, man. Lomax, peace.